Welcome back to Merlone, Fourier, and Mego. We have Bailey Zappe, Patriots quarterback for Patriots Monday on WEEI, brought to you by Arbella Insurance. Arbella here for New England, here for good by Mass General Cancer Center and by Northeast Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Right to my left here in the Gillette studio is Patriots quarterback Bailey Zappe. And Bailey, first question I have for you is how different did it feel being out there? Not just that you're not at Lambeau, but you're at Gillette, but being out there as the starting quarterback and a quarterback who had a week's worth of game planning and preparation under your belt.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was having another week of practice, another week of getting the mental reps, physical reps before and after practice, during practice with the O-linemen, with the receivers, running backs, and kind of getting an extra week under my belt with those guys. And then, come Sunday, I believe that we played a really good team football. As from an offense, O-line played really well. Running backs, Ramondre, Damian ran well. Receivers played well. We played a really good game of team football.
How'd you sleep Saturday night?
Slept really good. Actually slept better than I thought I was.
Really?
Yeah.
So the night before you had just no jitters, no nothing, right? It's just.
I'm more calm the night before. I get the jitters probably a little bit before the game, and then after usually the first play, I've kind of settled in and calmed down and kind of start focusing on task at hand.
Do you ever do like the whole visualization exercise where you close your eyes and you visualize yourself, completing this pass or completing that pass?
Every once in a while, if I'm going through the script with some of the coaches, it's kind of like that. Okay, if they give us certain coverages, where are we going with this? But other than that, that's not really, but with the coaches.
I've had that, and sometimes when I would visualize it, it would end horribly wrong.
I was going to say, maybe not the best advice for the quarterback to go out and close his eyes before he throws the ball.
No, not actually, in your room. Yeah.
I know.
Before we came on, we were talking a little bit about high school football in Texas, and it's a much bigger deal. I just learned there's spring games and spring football and all that down there, and, Massachusetts is a little different. But when, have you evolved in terms of how you deal with, quote-unquote, the big stage, the spotlight? Because you said 13,000 people are coming to the rivalry game in high school.
Yep.
Then you get to college and you play in big games there. I'm assuming the last couple of weeks are the biggest crowds you've ever played in front of. But along the way, how did you develop sort of the way you deal with the big stage?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it always comes down to how you prepare. Going to high school, like you said, playing rivals games, you have 14,000 people. You go to college, you have 70, and then now in the NFL, I don't know what it was Sunday, but
68 or whatever.
I think the biggest thing is for a quarterback personally is how you prepare that week, how much you get into the film, how serious you take the reps during the practice, treating it like game reps. I think that's the biggest thing of being able to handle how many fans are in the stands or the atmosphere is how you prepare the week before.
How much did Mac help you out this week in terms of preparation? We heard Bill Belichick say that he was pretty integral in terms of the game planning. Did you have any one-on-one time with him to prepare for the game?
Yeah, we meet almost every day with, of course, quarterbacks. We meet almost every day. We go through the install of that day or the game plan of the week, and I ask him a lot of questions because, he's have a whole year underneath his belt, so he knows a lot more than I do. So being able to pick his brain about certain things and certain plays, certain coverages, and he always has great answers for me, and he's been helping me a lot.
So Bill was talking about how you have a good ability of seeing what's going on and then bringing it to the sideline and explaining it, and then you're right. You said when you explain what you see, you're usually right, and then therefore you're able to kind of figure out how you're going to fix everything. Is that just an innate ability with you, or is that something that you've worked on to learn how to do?
That's definitely something that I've continued to work on for the past years, all the way back, going back to freshman year of college, watching film. And I think that's the biggest thing is when you're watching film with that team of that week, and then you watch film all week, you go into the game Sunday and you see something, you're like, okay, that's what they showed against this team. So you go on the sidelines, you're like, okay, I saw this guy doing this, or I saw them, this corner doing that. And you just talk on the sidelines. So for the next series, if you see it again, you know how to attack it.
How challenging is it for you to dissect the coverages and how teams are trying to manipulate coverages and trick you?
Some teams can be really good at disguising coverages. I think that's another thing that goes into how you prepare the week before. watching film, kind of seeing what their tendencies are. There's, like I said, there's some defenses that do a really good job. And, a lot of it comes down to how you see it post-snap, how you see the safeties, how you see people moving around post-snap, and that's kind of how you get your indication.
One of the things we've seen in sideline shots the last couple of weeks is you, Bill Belichick, Joe Judge, Matt Patricia, after plays, after series. What are those interactions like? Are you simply listening? Is there a lot of questions from your part in terms of what just took place? And can you appreciate that that's three pretty experienced, that's NFL head coaches that are sort of your sounding board right there. So what's that like?
It's a blessing to be surrounded by those three guys and kind of pick their brain really every day. And, that sideline conversations, sometimes it's questions by me of, what do we want to do next series? How do we want to attack this personnel, this coverage? Then it's questions by them of, okay, what are you seeing? How are you seeing this? How are you seeing that? And then a lot of it is just continuing to talk about what we're going to do the next play, the next series, and kind of getting ready, get my mindset ready of, what we want to do the next series to attack the defense.
Has any of it been like, what the hell was that? Like, you're pretty new to this NFL quarterback thing. It's only been less than 2 full games. Have you had a little bit of that at any point?
I'm sure there's been some throws where they're like, okay, you need to make that. There's definitely been some of those, but that's why we have, the next week of practice to get through that, work on it, watch the film, and kind of take it day by day and get better.
You called your offensive line the MVP of yesterday's win. How much have they been a help in supporting you, especially stepping up into the starter role this past week?
It's been huge. Specifically talking with DA, he's been in the league for many years. You go across the board with Trent, Big Mike, Isaiah, and then Cole, and then Marcus Cannon. Those guys really helped me the last 2 weeks and really the whole year. I've been asking them what they're seeing, what they want, kind of picking their brain a lot. And this week, especially yesterday, they played really well, and I do believe they're the MVPs of the offense. Defense played well, so they shut them out. So I think they're the true MVPs. But as for the offensive wise, O-line was definitely the MVPs for us. We had Ramondre run for 160 yards. We only gave up 1 sack, 1 pressure. So I stayed clean. I think they played a real all-around great game.
What is Cole's perspective like, given that you guys are both rookies? He's obviously been out there through pretty much every snap of the season. What's his perspective like when you talk to him?
He loves football. He loves learning football. So I think like everybody else on this team, I think we're taking it all day by day, learning from, past games, coming to the film on Mondays, and, taking these practices to get better every day. And that's how the mindset of this, I think the entirety of this team is.
Cole Strange reminds me of a guy like if I was backed up in an alley and I needed one person to come help me fight. Cole seems like the one guy I think most guys would kind of pick. Seems like he has that edge to him.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys. I think our entire offensive line are one of those guys that you would want to take an alley with you. But there's not one person that you can single out on the O-line. I think they can all be some guys that you want to tag along with you.
So what makes Jacoby Myers so good at his job?
He's a great route runner. He's a great, he catches the ball well. We have a great all-around receiving core. It's not just starting with him, but we have really a lot of depth at the receiver position. And just like last game, he runs great routes. He gets open. He's where he's supposed to be, like everybody else is in this receiving core. And for us quarterbacks on this team, we're very blessed to have these receivers that we have on this team.
What are you nodding for? You think you won the Jacoby
no,
Myers?
I was nodding.
We had a good debate about Jacoby earlier.
I was saying you're next.
Okay. So are you a hard grader? Because on paper, boom, you just look at the score, 29-0 win, shutout, everything. How do you look at, red zone? You guys weren't able to punch it in, or third down. Like, do you look at those negatives and say, we need to improve here, here, and here moving forward?
100%. There's, especially days like today where you go back and watch film, and there's certain plays where if, one thing that goes right, it turns into a touchdown, turns into a first down, and that's always, that's a part of football. It's a game of inches. So that's why you go into every week, you continue to learn, you continue to grow as a team, and, you try to continue to fix those problems and continue to grow on the good things you did the week before.
How challenging is it for you to be in this, I don't want to say limbo, but it is kind of a limbo in terms of waiting to see if the starting quarterback is going to be back and preparing yourself, keeping yourself ready to go. It's a very unique challenge you're in as a rookie.
Yeah, I think, what I was told when I first got here was take advantage of your opportunities. And that's kind of my mindset of, going every day at practice. And, just when my opportunity is there, I try to take advantage of it as much as I can. And, I have a great team around me. They have a lot of support. And, I just lean on those guys and, really just pick their brain about everything.
So we're talking to Bailey Zappe, quarterback for the New England Patriots. And obviously your parents' girlfriend came into town.
Yes.
Was that a little overwhelming? Did you have to kind of say, listen, I'm not the backup now, I'm actually the starter? Was there different rules and regulations as far as, out-of-towners coming in? It's like, hey, we want to go out to dinner.
Turn off your phone.
Yeah.
Like,
don't call
doing
me.
this.
Yeah. What was that like?
Yeah, it was more like, okay, if you have any questions for me, talk to Hannah, my girlfriend. Ask her. I'm focused on football for, these past weeks and the rest of the year.
So, what was it like getting your first win? What was that feeling like? Game's over, you're in the locker room, you're driving home. Is it a surreal moment for you? First NFL win as a rookie?
Definitely. It's a dream come true. Of course, I've been dreaming of it since I was 5 to be a quarterback in the NFL, and for yesterday to go the way it is, and how well we played as a team, how well we played as an offense and defense and special teams, how great we played together was, a great way to get the win and kind of get going in the right direction. And, starting tomorrow, we're on to next week, or actually today, we're on to next week and getting ready for the Browns.
We are just seeing you on a game field for the first time, obviously, but you've put in literally months and months of work to get here. Right after the draft, you got rookie camp and then OTAs and mini camp. And how much of this do you feel like is a result of the work you put in then? And even with a guy like Jacoby Myers, who was out of action for a couple weeks, and then he's right back out there, and he's your favorite receiver in the game based on the numbers. You guys connect on a touchdown. Like, how much of that, I think Bill calls it money in the bank sometimes, that you invested in the summer is paying off now?
Yeah, you just kind of have the mindset of trying to get 1% better every day. You have some of the greatest players of all time. They're still chasing, there's still some things that they believe that their game isn't, where they want to be at. So they're still working every day to fix things. And that's kind of the mindset you have to have every day. It's just getting better every day and working on little tweaks and fundamentals of your game. And no matter if it's 6 months or however long, you continue to work.
We get a little glimpse of the post-game celebrations that you guys have in the locker room. Patriots.com releases the videos. Couldn't help but notice one of the first people who came up to embrace you was Robert Kraft.
Yes.
What has his support been like for you? How much interaction have you had with him, and what was the message that he gave to you in post-game yesterday?
Oh, it's been awesome to have his support and talk to him. Kind of what we talked about after the game. He just told me congratulations on the win. I was poised, I was comfortable. He liked the way all that, and he liked the way we won. And just a little quick conversation, and on to the Coach Belichick giving his remarks about the game, and that's really about it.
All right, Bailey, it's time for the quarterback question of the week. And quarterback question of the week is sponsored by Northeast Men's Health, where they specialize taking care of men's sexual health. They have offices in Dedham near Legacy Place, in Salem, New Hampshire, in Marlborough, serving Metro West, and now in Woburn. Learn more at northeastmenshealth.com. All right, mini game here for us, okay? All right, so realize you're a fan favorite, especially your last name. And since we've heard a lot of Zappe-related mottos, okay, so
a lot of puns.
A lot of puns,
Yeah.
headlines. Did you get good headlines in high school and college playing off Zappe?
Some people tried, but it was kind of corny in some of them. So
well,
good luck with your game, Christian.
Okay. All right, so listen, just give us a thumbs up, thumbs down with these. Okay, here's the first one.
Can you give us a verbal yes?
Yeah, we're
or
on the
no?
radio.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's,
yes, I like
actually,
it.
You
more
new to
important.
this?
Yes, thank you very much. All right, Zappe hour.
yes.
Okay, you like that
Nice.
See?
one. All right, let Bailey zap.
No.
You can say no.
You can
That's
say
that's
no.
a good one. It's,
Oh, okay,
That's
all
not
right.
bad.
All right, Patriots country. Let's zap.
That's a good one. That's funny.
Okay, you like that one too? I have a feeling he's gonna like them all.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one, Mr. Unzappable? No, okay,
Yeah, that
corny.
was a
like
no.
that
That
corny.
was a no.
That's
All right,
yeah.
how about this one? Zap to the future.
That's all right.
Okay, all right, they're gonna get better. Don't worry, be zappy.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a classic.
I think that's everybody loves that.
That's been around for a while. Back in high
How about
school.
this one? The Pursuit of Zappiness.
See, I've never heard that one before.
You didn't like that?
I've heard
not
that.
bad.
I
That's
know, I
not
like
bad,
the
but I've
one.
never heard that one.
Zappy Days
That's
are
not
here
bad.
again.
Wait, you know what Happy Days is, right? The
No,
show?
he doesn't.
Oh
he
my
actually
God.
doesn't. That's a terrible one.
Wow,
Dating
we're
myself.
so old.
Well, I know. You tell me. You said they try. They were usually cornered. Do you remember one from high school or college?
We had after games on Friday nights. We'd come back Monday, and we'd have one of the coaches was an old-time coach that coached golf. He'd get on there and give a kind of like a rundown of the stats and how the game went, and he would be like, "Zap radars, zap laser," something like that. It was something weird, and everybody would laugh, but it was just kind of like he was trying to force it. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but that's one of the ones.
Okay, so I know you got to go, but I mentioned there was a side-by-side, Dan Roach, friend of the show, put a side-by-side picture of Ollie from Hoosiers and you. And you had said you've never seen Hoosiers before.
I've never seen Hoosiers.
Which I can't believe you haven't seen Hoosiers, but I'm going to show you what it looks like real quick. And we'll tweet this out so you can see it also. Here it is.
Accurate? No.
I could see it.
Okay.
I could see with the haircut.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I could see it with the haircut.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's like, from like early in the days in preseason. Sorry, so there you go.
All right, Bailey Zappe, congratulations on your first victory. Hopefully many more. Thank you for joining us. The Conversation with the Quarterback is brought to you by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners, committed to an active game plan on the field and off. We're going to trend. When we come back, we're going to look at our big takeaways from that Patriots victory 29-0 over the Detroit Lions.